Assalamu alaikum guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Z and I'm back again with another video. In this video we are going to talk about Duolingo English Test. Yes, today is the day. A lot of people been asking what is Duolingo English Test, what is the process, what is the test, how we can do it, how we can prepare it, is it good test or not. So in this video I'm gonna talk about what is Duolingo test and why you should take the Duolingo test and how the Duolingo test is different from TOEFL and IELTS, and when you can get your results and what are the fees. All these things we're gonna talk about in this video. First thing first, if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button so you will get all the information every time I posted any video. Duolingo English Test is an English proficiency test which is overly used all over the USA. More than 1,000 institutions are accepting this test because due to pandemic people cannot go anywhere and they can do this test in their homes. It's a 1-hour test. The fee of this test is $50. You can get your results in 48 hours. This test include all 4 skills: your reading, your listening, your speaking, and your writing. So first thing first, what is Duolingo test? So Duolingo test is an English online exam that you can take on your personal computer in your home as compared to TOEFL and IELTS. It's the same kind of test, but it is way cheaper than TOEFL, way cheaper than IELTS, and you don't have to leave your house. You can do this test in your house because most of the institutions in America are accepting this test. It is a very competitive test and they have a lot of options. It is adaptive test. They will check your listening skills, they will check your writing skills, they will check your speaking skills, and then they will check your reading skills. It's a 1-hour test and it is way more better. So if you go to the website, I will put the link in description below. You will see all the information you need in their website, how to register, how to get this test done. I personally prefer Duolingo test because IELTS is mad expensive, TOEFL is mad expensive, and on top of that you have to get out from your house and go to the location to do the test, and then you have to wait for the results. But for Duolingo test you don't have to wait a lot for the results and you don't have to go out from your house. You can do it in your house and you can get your results in 48 hours. There are more than 1,000 universities who are accepting Duolingo test. One of my friends, she prepared the whole video on this topic. I will put the link in description below and you can see as well. I'm gonna post this video as well, so make sure it's a long video, you watch all the video, and if you have any question please let me know in the comment section. I will try to answer all the question.
What is this Duolingo English test all about? Is it a replacement of the IELTS test? Ever since the outbreak of COVID-19, we have been hearing about the Duolingo English test, and there has been a lot of ruckus around it as to what is the actual purpose of this test. So let's break all the confusion, let's put an end to all the confusion and answer the very first and the most important question: is it applicable for immigration purposes? So the answer is a plain, simple, big, fat no. It's not for immigration purposes at all. It is basically only for academic purposes, and that too it's accepted by only over 1,000 institutions. It does not have a very wide range of acceptance. So if you are targeting any one of these 1,000 institutions, then you can take this test and get your admission done. So let's have a look at the details of the test. How is it different from the IELTS test, and how you can take it, and what are the to be all about that. So if you have any confusions, those would end after watching this video, and if at all there's certain confusion left at the end of the video, you can put those confusions down in the comment section and we'll be taking care of it. So let's get started. First of all, we all know that it is to certify your English proficiency, and it's a test that's taken online and it can be taken anytime and anywhere. So basically you can take the test from the comfort of your home at any time of the hour and from anywhere. All right, that's the first thing. So it's a lot more convenient than the IELTS test. Second, it says that you can, in fact, you have to finish it in 1 hour, and that's the time limit to complete the test, as compared to the IELTS test, which takes about 2.5 to 3 hours. And you get the results in just 2 days. So it's faster, and you can get the result in just 2 days. However, you can only utilize these things if you want to go to one of these 1,000 institutions. So if you're planning to get enrolled or get admitted into one of these 1,000 institutions, in that case alone, it would be beneficial for you to take this test. All right, what's next? So it's convenient because you can take the test online from anywhere and you don't have to travel to any place. It's faster because you get the results in 48 hours, and which is basically 2 days of completing your test. And it is affordable. Yes, it's not as costly as the IELTS test. You just have to pay $49 and get your certificate, or get your uh, certificate for the English proficiency basically. So this is relatively affordable. And then the next thing is that you can send your results to every school on your list at no extra cost. So if you're looking for the institutes which are in the category of these 1,000 institutions which accept the Duolingo test, then you can send them the result directly. So you don't really have to spend extra money to send your results to them. That can be taken care of by the Duolingo itself. All right, and then we have accurate results in minutes. So you just have to quickly set up. uh, Basically, when they mean what they mean by setup is that, to before you start taking the test, you just have to have a few things ready with you. So the first thing is that you have to take the introduction. You need to have certain essentials with you, like your ID, which basically could be your driving license, could be your passport, and then you need internet connectivity and a silent room. So that's the basic requirement to take this test from your home. So let's quickly go through that part as well. So it's an adaptive test which takes about 45 minutes, a graded section that evaluates your reading, writing, speaking, and listening skills. So it's kind of on the same lines as the IELTS test. However, it's shorter because it ends in about 45 minutes or like 1 hour, and you have a video interview, an upgraded section that records your answers to open-ended questions. So this is basically like your speaking test. So you would be asked questions and you have to talk to your screen and basically just answer the questions that have been provided on your screen. So we'll watch the video as well because it's really important to understand how the test is going to be before we plan on taking it, right? So test requirements: you must have your passport, driver's license, or the government ID. As I mentioned, you need some ID proof with you. Then you need a quiet, well lit room so that you can take the test. You need 60 minutes of free time so that you can complete your test, and a very reliable internet connection. So, this is one of the most important things, that you have a good internet connection so that your computer does not hang in between and you don't have to stop in between and unnecessarily waste your time and money. And of course, you need a computer or a laptop. However, let me be very clear here, it does not work on a mobile phone or on a tablet. So you need to take care of the fact that you are working through a PC, that's a personal computer, or a laptop. So that's something that you should be sure about. Then your computer must have the following things. Now, when it comes to your computer or your laptop, it should have a supported browser. So it could be Chrome or Firefox. So it should have a supported browser. Number two, a front facing camera. Yes, this is very important. You should have a webcam on your laptop, or you should have a webcam for your personal computer so that you can record yourself. They would want your face to be visible while you're taking the test, so that they know that it's you who took the test and none of your siblings or your friends. And that's really needed to kind of authenticate and kind of prove that yes, you were the test taker. Then you also need a microphone, obviously, because when you're speaking, when you're taking this video interview, then you will have to speak to your laptop, and that's the reason a microphone is essential, so that you can speak. And definitely speakers are also required, because when it comes to your listening test, there would be the requirement for these speakers so that you can listen to whatever is being told to you. Okay, so if you want to take the test, you just have to click here and they would ask you for your details, and it would be like something like this. So you have to create your account, you have to tell your right age, please don't bluff here, tell your email ID, and then create a password, and that's your login details. And once you log in, you will be able to take the test after doing certain formalities, which I'll be showing you how it is done. So let's first quickly watch the video, which is kind of a tutorial in the sense how the test is usually taken. So here it goes. Have a close look at it. It's pretty small. It's just for 3 minutes 15 seconds. So this is how it goes. So I'll do one thing. I'll just pause and then read it out to you so that it's not really fast for you. Okay, so here it says the same thing that we have already read, that you need your passport, driver's license, or some ID proof, and then you need a quite well lit room and about 45 minutes to 1 hour to take your test, and a reliable internet connection with a computer that has a front facing camera, microphone, and speakers. So, this is the first slide. Then you cannot wear headphones or earbuds during the test. So cannot, this has to be highlighted. You should not be wearing any headphones or earbuds. Your test will not be certified if you do so. So you have to ensure that you're not doing that, and they'll be asking you whether you're wearing it or not, and you have to answer that very honestly. So you should not be wearing any earphones. So you have to click on no and then press next. Then they'll ask you to adjust your volume until you hear the audio clearly. So they'll be giving you time to check the audio. So check your audio. If your laptop's audio or your computer's audio is not appropriate, you can just stop or cancel your test and get your laptop and computers checked and take it whenever you can hear the sound clearly. Okay, so if you can hear the sound clearly, you press yes, otherwise you would press no. Then you press next, and then you have to record yourself saying 1 2 3. So for that you have to allow your microphone and camera to work. So this is basically where they're testing whether your microphone is working properly or not. And if your microphone is working properly, that's a great thing, because now you can take your speaking test properly.
1 2 3.
So if you can hear yourself, you press yes, and then you have to take a photo of yourself, so as to prove that it was you who took the test, and then you have to fill in your details. And then if you are basically showing your driver's license as a proof, ID proof, then you have to take the picture of your physical driver's license, both the front side and the back side, and show it to your webcam so that the picture can be clicked. So do you have a physical valid driver's license? You have to click on yes if you have one, and then you just have to like show it to your webcam, and then capture the front first, and then you have to capture the back side so as to prove that it's you who took the test and no one else. So then you have to put in your full name again, and make sure that you put the name that is on your driver's license or that is on your ID proof, so the details should match your driver's license. Okay, then you have to ensure that you are always fully visible. Your face should be visible on the webcam. If you cannot see at all times, your test will not be certified. So you need to remember this thing, because you're spending about 1 hour of your life and around $49 on this test. So you should ensure that you at least get the certificate and you don't make these blunders of having half your face visible. Do not leave the camera preview. Do not lock your screen away. Do not do this again, and keep your ears visible and uncovered. So especially for girls, do not hide your ears with your hair, because that will end up not your test will not be certified if you cover your ears. So it's important that your hair are behind your ears and your entire face is visible in the webcam. Then do not leave your web browser. If your cursor leaves the windows or you exit full screen mode, your test will not be certified. And yet again, the reason for this is that you should not be googling anything. So if you exit the full screen mode, probably you're trying to cheat and they'll figure that out. So do not exit the full screen mode. Whatever you have to do, you have to do in the full screen mode itself. Do not speak unless instructed. So you have to speak only when they're asking you to speak anything. Otherwise, just stay quiet and complete the task that's given to you. Do not say anything unnecessarily, because that will again not help you in the certification of your test. So you will not get the test certified. So it will be yet again wastage of time and money. So do not allow others in the room with you. If another person enters the room at any point, your test will not be certified. Yet again, it would be accounted as cheating. So do not allow anyone. Just close your door and then take the test. Do not use any outside reference material. Again, if you do so, your test will not be certified. Do not use phone or any other device. Do not write or try to cheat basically. Okay. Then always keep your microphone and camera enabled. Do not at any point of time stop any of these. Once all of these things are done, you are ready to take the test. So far we have just set up our environment to take the test. Now let's see what happens in the test. The test will take approximately 25 to 35 minutes to complete. A human reviewer will be watching your video. So the recording of your test will be watched by a human reviewer. It's not going to be evaluated by computer. So do not think that it's going to be evaluated by some artificially intelligent system. It's going to be very much viewed by a human reviewer. Okay. So this is how your test would be. The first part of the test is going to ask you to fill in the missing letters to complete the text below. So they give you like around 3 minutes to complete this entire text. That's basically pretty easy according to me. So just have a look. You guys can read it and then I would resume. So So just you have to fill in the blanks here. So this is how it is done, and I guess it's pretty easy. So let's move on. You get 3 minutes to do that. The next one is that you have to record yourself saying the statement below. So a statement would be given to you, a sentence would be shown, and you have to just speak it out. So this is again, I guess, not difficult. They just want to see whether you can pronounce the words correctly and whether you can speak whatever is shown to you. So it also is kind of assessing your reading skills as well as your speaking skills.
Traveled much in these parts for a long time.
Then the next one is they'll be showing you an image and you have to write one or more sentences that describe that image. So yet again here you can follow certain strategies like past, present, future, and you can just frame a story around whatever is happening. So yet again this is what has been written in the sample, so you can have a look at it. So people are gathered around two cars inspecting something. It's either that they are protesting against something or that they like the car and they see and are scrutinizing it. So basically you just have to write a few sentences about whatever you see. Then the next one is you're given around 1 minute 30 seconds again for this particular test, which is you have to select which are the real words in the list. So you have around 9 words here and you have to click on each word and one audio would play, and you have to hear that word and figure out whether that word is an actual word in the English language or not. If it is so, then you have to click here on the tick mark, and if it is not, then you would not click on the tick mark. So look at the example.
Counterpart.
Dismiss.
So the ones that are correct, they are having a check mark here, otherwise you leave it as it is. Okay. The next test is that you have to select the real words in the list. That was audio, the previous one was audio, and here it's basically you have to read. So here there are spelling mistakes in certain words, like you can see there entrance is not the spelling, it's E instead of A, and then blindness is correct, historically is also correct. So there are certain words that are incorrectly written, so you have to ignore that and just um, click on the ones that are actual real words with the correct spelling. So this is not a word bookming, so you get my point basically. So you have to identify the words that are actually there in the English language and also with the correct spelling.
They then spoke into
The next one is that you have to type the statement that you hear. So here is the audio button. You have to click this and the audio would start playing, and then you have to type whatever the audio is saying, and you get number of replays. So you get around 2-3 replays, so you have to click that and then you have to hear what the statement is saying, what the audio is saying, and then just write that statement down.
reporter, identifying themselves as supporters of the coup.
Next up is that you have to respond to the question in at least 50 words. This is like a miniature form of the essay writing in your IELTS test. So there you have to write 250 words. Here you just have to write 50 words on a generic question. So here the question says, in general, people are living longer today. Discuss some of the implications of this phenomena. So you just have to write your response, whether the implications are good or bad, positive or negative. What do you think? You just have to write that and get done in around 50 words, and you get 5 minutes to do this task. So you see your word count comes right in the end, it's 68 words there, right? Then is the next part wherein you have to prepare to speak for at least 30 seconds about the questions below. So this is just like your speaking test, and it's kind of like your cue card round wherein you're given certain cues and you have to answer. So it's similar to that. Here you have to speak for at least 30 seconds on the different questions that are asked to you. So here it says, describe a foreign culture that you like. What culture is it? When were you first exposed to this culture? How does that culture compare to your own? So you have to answer to all these three bullet points in 30 seconds. And you have to press on the record button and start recording your answer.
A foreign culture that I like is an American culture.
Describe the most beautiful natural scenery you have ever seen.
Okay, then the next question is in the form of the audio. So it says, describe the most beautiful natural scenery that you have seen. So you listen to the question and then you click on record now and start saying your answer or start answering the question.
Where did you see it? And who else was with you?
The most beautiful scenery that I've seen was when I went to Croatia with my cousin.
Interview and writing sample. Then you have to basically do this thing. It's time to record your video interview and your writing sample. Your responses will not affect your score but will be available to institutions that receive your score. So this is the last part of your test, and after that you are good to go. Make sure you're centered in the camera frame. Remember, institutions can watch your interview if you send them your test results. So you have to ensure that your hair are behind your ears are visible, and you're in the center of the frame and your face is completely visible. Okay, so these are the topics that are given to you. You can choose one topic to talk about for 1 to 3 minutes. It's kind of a video interview which can be watched by your institutions. So there are two topics. You can pick on one which you find easier and which you think you have a lot of content to talk about. So you have to pick one and then you have to
The
start
last
speaking
place
about
I
it.
visited with my best friend
And you have to
was
speak for about 1 to 3 minutes. Then you have to choose a topic to write about. Then you get two more options. You have to pick one to talk about. Sorry, that the last one was to talk about. This one is to write about. Okay, so now you have to write about one of these two topics. And for writing, you get 3 to 5 minutes to write about the topic that you have picked. So you just write about it. After that, while you wait for the test to upload, please tell us your experience. You just have to share your experience. Basically, this is for Duolingo's purpose and none of your business actually. So you just have to mention whether it's to apply for a job, for a school or university, or some other reason. And then your test is in review. You're done with your test. Hola, we are done with our test, and that's all about it. I know the format is a little different from the IELTS test, but it's not really difficult. So this is how you get your result in about 2 days. So they'll tell you your scores, and we'll also have a look at the scoring format, or how is the scoring done. I'll be discussing about it right now. So what does 125 mean? How is it equivalent to the IELTS band scores? So we'll figure that out. So you get your results in about 2 days, and you also get a description. And then you have to select the type of institution you are applying to. Is it a university or a school? And then you have to click on the names of the universities or the colleges, or basically schools, where you want to send your results, and then put a tick mark on all of those, just like they're doing it here, and click on next. Then add your application ID and all of the details as mentioned below, and then you send, and all your results are sent to the institutions. That's all about the Duolingo test. So let's get back to the scoring. So I know it's kind of lengthy, but I hope this particular video clears all your doubts. So we have understood what the test looks like and how it's done. And to know who accepts the test, you have to click here and you get all the details of the institutions. You just have to search by name or location, and here you can put the filter whether you want to go for undergraduate, graduate, or secondary schools. And here are the list of colleges, these are the locations. You can search for them. There are 914 914 universities and colleges that accept the Duolingo test. So you can pick your universities from here. And also, let me tell you a very important thing, that before you take the test you should come to this page and check whether your university or college accepts this test or not. And if you have any doubts, you can also consult us, because we are recruitment partners with more than 800 colleges and universities around the globe, and we will help you out with your education counseling and with your admission process as well. So if you have any doubts, you can just call us and get your doubts sorted out. So yeah, we'll help you out with your admissions. Now let's see how the test is scored. So the test is scored like this. There are different ranges. Let's see the score interpretation. Starts from 10 and ends to 160. So 10 to 55 is the first range. Second is from 60 to 85. Then 90 to 90 to 115, and then 120 to 160. So here are the descriptions below. So you have to click on each category and then you can see the description changing. So let's see the score comparison. Since most of you guys take the IELTS academic, so I'll be showing you the equivalency for that. So if you're scoring 10 in the Duolingo test, then that means you're scoring 1.5 bands in your IELTS test. And most of you guys require a minimum of 6.5 band scores in your IELTS academic. So that means that you need at least 105 to 110 in your Duolingo test. And if you want to aim for 8 band scores, then you need at least 135 to 140 to get into your desired universities and colleges. And if you are aiming for a 9 band score, in that case you have to score somewhere between 155 to 160 in your Duolingo test. So I would just say that you focus on this range, 115 or 120 above at least, so that you can qualify for most of the universities and colleges. So if you guys are interested in reading these descriptions, you can come to the website and read those, because I don't think that there's any point of reading those. I just wanted to show you the equivalency. If you're aiming for 7.5, then this is the score that you need in your Duolingo. Okay, so that's how much you have to score, and that's about it. If you have any further doubts, or let's say FAQs that you want to discuss, frequently asked questions, then we can also do that. And you can go to this FAQ uh, Dropbox and search for all the doubts that you have. It would give you more clarity. I've tried to cover up everything that I could possibly do. I've shown you the format of the test. I've also told you that it's accepted by around 1,000 institutions, so it's not accepted by everyone, it's not universally accepted. And then last but not the least, how much you need to score. So I'll show it again. If you want a 7 band score, then you have to at least score 115 to 120 in between the score, or in fact more than that. So that's it for the Duolingo English test. And we'll be coming up with the short course to help you out with all the different kinds of questions that are asked by them. Basically, they're asking fill in the blanks kind of questions, and then they would give you an image and you have to talk about it. They'll give you different topics to speak about and write about. So we'll be covering all of that. We'll also be covering whether certain words are in the English language or not. So everything would be taken care of, and I hope you guys have understood why Duolingo test should be taken and who should be taking it. And let me clarify one last thing here, that the Duolingo test is definitely one of the options, but in any case, to get your study visa, you need to basically apply and take the IELTS test in the end. So Duolingo is something that will fetch you your admission and your offer letter. However, you still might have to take the IELTS test. So keep that in mind. And we are offering educational consultancies, we are offering one to one counseling sessions as well. So if you're interested in any guidance with regards to your admission process, we are doing it absolutely free. So you can contact us on the numbers given below. And yeah, that's about it from my side. See you soon, and take this test if your institution is one among the 1,000 institutions. Thank you so much, guys.